Got bars like grains in bags of rice. Had to cook up the thing, get a flow that's nice.
Obviously, you've introduced yourself already.
Yeah.
But today I just wanted to come on like some real live type of shit. Obviously, I can't have you on the Move British platform without getting your opinions on just, you know, issues that just affect. Obviously, we're black in the UK. You're from the Caribbean. I'm from Africa. Mm-hmm. We all, you know what I mean? We're all black, all melanated people, as they say. You know what I'm trying to say? Even though everyone's got melanin, no matter what your skin complexion is. But
just have some have more than others.
Yeah, because melanin is not just your skin complexion, it's also stuff that affect your hair color, eye color, bad different stuff in it. People just think it's just, trust me, everyone's got melanin, trust me. But yo, like I said, I can't bring you on this show and just be like, oh, let's not talk about this issue. Obviously, I wanted to get your opinions on how it feels, because I've done videos on stuff like how it feels to me growing up, being black in the UK and living in the US, growing up there, and then being my background. Obviously, my channel is based around me being Congolese. You get what I'm trying to say? So I just wanted to bring you here and talk about, you know, your experiences as a woman in the United Kingdom or in London, or you've lived in Portsmouth. So you've lived in other places in the UK. So like, let's just get into it.
Okay, so it's quite interesting. I've been fortunate enough to I grew up in South East London for my whole life. And it was funny because I went to like a majority white primary school. And then my second...
in South East?
In South East London, yeah. Very, very good, mainly white primary school. Mm. It was unusual there growing up there because you really do come to terms with your identity, and it is quite confusing when you're a child, actually, I must admit that. But
why is it confusing?
Because going to like a majority white primary school as a black kid from like a Jamaican background and household, like you and your peers, like you live a completely different kind of life, and
you do.
It's setting at home. So sometimes as a kid, like you're trying to find a way to fit in, and it was easy. I had a lot of friends in primary school, but you're trying to find a way to fit in, but at the same time you don't really have the exact same common ground. Anyway, going to secondary school now, I went to a majority black secondary school. But when I say diverse, but mainly black secondary school.
Where was that?
In Tulsa, the hood, St. Martin's.
Come on.
I didn't even want to put it out there, but yeah, big up my St. Martin's girls. And I think it just exposed me to being myself, you know. Finally, I was with a lot of the same kind of people from the same background.
So did you recognise you were black, like, in primary school?
No, in primary school, because my parents are very cultural, very traditional as Jamaicans. If people say that Jamaicans have no culture, whatever, but...
Yeah, let's continue. So you were saying you went to an all-black secondary school.
Not all...
And how you used to beat up people and shit, punch them in the face.
Beat up everyone. So no, I used to come... I went to like a lot... majority black primary school, secondary school, should I say, in contrast to my primary school, and it was just, you just come across your peers and everyone being just almost like very similar to you. I began to definitely embrace myself so much more in secondary school as a black woman. So this, what I was trying to get to is that I feel like this experience during childhood.
What's this experience?
The experience.
What do you mean this experience?
Now my zoot's kicking in.
What's the experience, bro?
Wait. So having this experience as a child, basically enabled me to have both sides, both sides of both points of view at my advantage, So becoming a black woman.
What do you mean? Like
growing into a black woman.
Listen,
let me drink some water.
I can say you become like you transformed into one.
I've done
like
too
you
much.
Went to the corner and just went.
I've definitely done too much.
I'm a black woman. No, I'm joking. I'm only coming out with bands.
My brain is bare.
My
brain is dissolving into the ground.
It's becoming interesting, isn't it? So, would you say like you kind of knew you was black from a young age, like?
Always had to understand them. Always, but it was a bit difficult, like not necessarily having peers or friends that have the same cultural understanding as you. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
There's a lot of Jamaicans in South East though, so London, innit? So there's a lot of people that you kind of can resonate with.
Yeah. As I got older and I came, It's
quite a heavy Jamaican population in London.
Not even Jamaican. It's not about being Jamaican. It's nothing to do with that. It's all about just being black, innit?
Definitely.
Really. So when you're in South London, there's it's a diverse community.
Yeah, it's a diverse.
people in
There's
place.
more black people here than anywhere. Because I grew up in a place called Derby as well, and that's like there's not that many black people there. There is, but not really.
When I moved down to Portsmouth, it was unusual down there as well, because when I first moved down, I felt like there was hardly any black people there. But there, towards latter years, there was a very vast lot of black people down there, but only really when the UD's buzzing. During summer months, you're just you and all the Caucasians out there, no problem like that. So it's a different kind of.
So how is it like just living in the modern day world as a young black woman? What obstacles do you face, and how do you what obstacles you face, and how do you tackle them? How do you sort it out?
All right. So as I was saying, this is why I kept on talking about like growing up, going to school, because as I said, I think I've got like both sides of the fence. So being a black woman, I think it's very difficult for a lot of us out there, and I think partly the reason is because some of us don't know how to accommodate.
What do you mean by that?
Accommodation.
Oh, accommodate things.
Accommodation in terms of like if you're gonna use it in like the theory of English. Accommodation is like when you change the way you speak.
Okay.
In order to relate to the person that you're communicating with. So, for example, you're talking to a Frenchman. You know, sometimes you end up being like, but you know, you just start putting on a little accent. You know, just to kind of like mimic, not even mimic. You know what I'm trying to say to you.
I understand.
So accommodation for me is really being like, you know, in this world, sometimes I'm not going to really go out on the road and start talking to people like this. Mm-hmm. You get me? Yeah.
You can't talk to everyone.
You can't be talking to people like this. And I think sometimes difficulties as a black woman is when we don't understand how to accommodate. So, because through growing up with both sides of, you know, with both of those experiences, I think I have that side of me where I can go into certain places, I can be around certain people, and I really know how to accommodate and relate somewhat. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And this has helped me in terms of like getting along in my career, especially when I was working in Portsmouth. When I was working in Portsmouth, I was the only black girl in the whole of my company. So it's helped me a lot in terms of somewhat relating to other people and bonding with other people and not feeling out of place as such. Mm-hmm. But in saying that struggle of being a black person is still there, because you're still somewhat misunderstood.
Stigmatized.
Yeah, very much so. I remember that sometimes, like, you know, people just seeing my passion obviously as aggression constantly. Like, you'll be having a conversation like this with people and they start telling you that you're shouting at them. And you're thinking...
People do that all the time.
We're thinking, bro, I'm having a conversation.
People do that all the time. I feel like people do that to black women a lot. I see it all the time.
It's constant, you know?
It's constant.
It's constant. Or, for example, someone assuming like a tone was attitude. Like when you say, oh, would you like to go on break now? You'd be like, no, I'll stay here. Yeah. I'm just saying, no, I'll stay here. You're telling me that I'm giving you attitude. Yeah, it's true. So I
think. Sorry to cut you off. As a people, I think we're very passionate, anyways. I mean, like, we're just very loud, anyways.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
In terms of black people, I think we're more loud than any race of people that I think. I think that's just it.
I don't know, because have you heard a bunch of French people get together? Have you heard a bunch of Spanish people get together?
But I feel like we're loud in most of the situations.
And even our actions as well.
Yeah, we're loud, bro. I can't even chat shit. I think black people, bro, we be loud, bro.
We're loud, we are.
You can tell when it's a black motive from far away. You could just be 2 miles away and be like, yeah, that's a black function, fam. You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's just it. And I think we shouldn't really compare it to other people, because that's just how we are, innit? Like, you know what I mean? For fucking lions have them fur around their neck, tigers have, what's it called? They're still different animals, you know what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Like, you know what I mean? We can correlate, but I understand exactly what you mean in terms of that whole black aggression that you're saying.
I think it's one of the most frustrating things.
Yeah, it's one of the most, even for me, just from the outside looking, I have to recognize and just be like, yeah, black girls sometimes when they just say things, people just think like, oh, they're just being aggressive.
But the thing is, even when it's like, for me, I definitely watch my tone most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, depending on who I'm talking to, most of the time I have had a few mad ghetto black outbursts in very much Caucasian.
Sometimes you gotta do.
Trust me, like mad outbursts. But I watch my tone most of the time. I'm very wary of and conscious of who I'm speaking to and how I speak. So for you to say that I'm being rude or when I'm not, that's very frustrating. You know, I even had like a situation the other day with one of my good friends. Like, bless his soul, he's Greek. So yeah, he has a bit of a different
upbringing, background.
Yeah. And we went out for a drink, and there was a woman just standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
As I was trying to go to the bathroom, so I was like, "Oh, excuse me, please," and she just stood there talking to her friends, and I was like, "Oh, excuse me," and I kind of like exerted myself, and they all looked at me like, and I was like, "Okay, cool, let's ignore it," whatever. They was probably having a conversation, cool. Go to the toilet, come back. She's still standing smack bang in the middle of the doorway. This is the one doorway. Where am I supposed to go? Over your jump for your drink, and it's gonna take me on a path to the other side.
I think
so.
It's like,
I was like, "Excuse me, please," and she looked at me, and I was like, "Move!" and budged her kind of thing, and she was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like with her friends there, and they're all like, "Oh," and I was just like, "Okay, cool." Went sat back down. I was like, "What the hell? Like, am I gonna have to go full raggo on someone and punch him?" He was like, "What happened?" I told him the story, and he was like, "I'm not trying to be funny with you. That don't take it the wrong way." And I think I understand where he was coming from, but he was like, "It's all in your head," and I was like,
"Oh, I hear people say that shit."
I was like, "Yeah."
It's like I was saying,
bro.
Like I was saying to my friend, it's like, in society, like there's no way you can never like slap a white woman like publicly, but if you slap the white woman publicly, everyone will come to her rescue. But if a black woman gets beat up in the street, no one would do anything, and that's a sad part of reality. I think it's actually true, because I've seen things like this where it's like, for example, these hair shops in Peckham, like how many times do they disrespect their black customers? I see it on a regular basis. Like their money is made from black people, but when you walk in there, they look at you like you're about to steal something.
Yeah,
like,
they don't give up.
You know what I'm trying to say? I've seen them ragdoll. I saw one video of these girls, like, I think they were mixed race though, where they were getting beat up in Woolwich by the, I don't know if you saw a video, there's like a video of these girls, they were in a hair shop, and they must have stole something, and these guys were probably beating them up in front of everyone.
No, but that's like, what happened when you thief, bro.
Yeah,
that's one thing. You thief and you get catch, you get beat.
No one's beating up a white woman in she thieves. I used to work at Primark.
But I've seen some wild white people getting held down. I understand what you're saying, and
I've been in Primark, and I've seen them catch white women. Yeah, I hear what you're saying,
No, trust me. I think sometimes it's true. It does depend on how much people see you at worth, innit? Because
it's true.
You getting beat down is like cool, but the same way a black getting beat down is just like, But maybe we're not gonna really sit there and watch 12-year-old Chelsea get beat down by a big old Asian. You know what I'm trying to say? They're not gonna do. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like, I think it all comes down to black community. It's kind of like, it's like people need to uplift in their women as well. Once you start doing that, it will change the value system of how black women are perceived. But then just to flip the interview on its side.
Yeah, go on. Ask me any question.
How would you?
I love that.
How would you go about uplifting our black women per se? Like, what would you give me one step or two steps?
First thing I would say is just like, I know this might seem like a minute level, but I think is the terminology and how we speak is like the whole. I think rap definitely exacerbates this because everything is just like bitches and hoes, and I think that's the main reason. You might think, why is this guy saying single in music? Because I think music is a very, very powerful instrument throughout human existence, and we shouldn't like underestimate music, because music's been here longer than films, longer than all these type of stuff.
That's another big conspiracy theory that I have as well.
People were banging drums in the olden days. You know what I'm trying to say? There's power in music, and I think as long as music is like bitch this, hold that, and then the videos you have like in the video you ever have dark skin, like dark skin. You just have black women. You have black women in these videos that are also dancing in it and just making all these things. It's just like
it implants in your brain.
And it's also
have different type of women depending on the type of music video as well. Because some artists only use light skinned women, but they don't do much. Like they'll just be standing and swaying. But then you got black women, like dark skinned women, and they'll be there twerking up on poles and everything.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing.
It's true. I be clocking. I'm a kind of person. I be clocking different.
That's true, bro.
I be clocking things like that. I think it's also like. And this is also for like the black person or what. I think if a black person doesn't go out with a black girl, you shouldn't insult black women just because you don't go out with a black girl.
No, I'm a.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm against that.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's just that's you, then that's you. But I think there's different ways of going about uplifting it. First of all, it's just the respect element, and recognizing that women are women in their own free. Obviously, they're human beings. Like men don't control them. they do their own stuff, and I think different things like that. You know, what I mean, once we implement things like that, that will hopefully it will definitely uplift the community. Like I do love music, rap music, and that, but I think I do love it. I'm guilty of I listen to it as well, but I think the misogyny in some of these rap songs. I think
sometimes when you listen to it about understanding, it's a bit different.
Yeah, I listen to it and understand it.
Like even for example, I have to go into this now because
go into
the big debate is: do you think that music, like drill music, affects
I know exactly
young people?
Yes,
and it's like. There's no, if you have to be stupid to say that, no, it doesn't, it doesn't have any impact on a young person, because we all understand that music resonates with you on like a spiritual level. It really gets into
it gets into your soul.
Gets into you differently.
What? You understand differently.
This. You know, it's just like, for example, you listen to slow jam, sometimes it has, you feeling mad types of way. Sometimes you listen to drill. Have you listened to drill and tried to bop through Peckham? Do you know the bop is different? Okay, it's a different kind of bop. It's like, listen, if you barge into me, bro, it affects you in different ways, man.
I used to listen to bad drill. I used to work at Tesco. Before my shift, I used to spend I'll listen to bad drill Future. I'll be like, this is a bad drill. I'm like, then when I go to work, I'm like,
you come in just aggy.
Yeah, I'm just
aggy,
I don't want to be there.
And then you're listening to you're listening to everyone's making money selling this, doing that, popping chains, popping this. Obviously, these are the people. These are the things that you're putting into your head. These are the artists that you look up to. You're gonna end up perpetuating what you see. Like it's inevitable.
What did you want to say, Z?
Sorry,
it's like yesterday when we were at Morley's, those girls that we saw, and then when I turned around, I said, I'll buy your chicks for you. How frightened they look like.
Why?
I don't know. They just look frightened when
of you.
When I just said to them, let me order your chips.
Were they black?
Yeah. They just look frightened, like they never expected.
Were they very young?
No, maybe they were probably about
16, 17.
Do you think 16?
Yeah.
I don't know, because some of these girls look, I don't know what they are anymore. You know what I'm trying to say to you. But yeah, it was funny. They almost like they didn't even expect a black girl to show them love or show them kindness. It was
It's just a weird world, isn't it? It's kind of like everyone thinks we're like gunned up against each other.
Yeah, it was literally kind of mad. They proper, when she was like, because I'm not gonna lie, it was weird because I'm very much all about energy. So even when I stepped in and I saw them, I was kind of standoffish because I was just like, do you know what I mean? I even want to be here right now. I don't even want chicken wings. Yeah. So like they were talking, they were holding up the queue. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Then she just stepped in and was just like, babes, I'll get you some chips. It's calm. Like if you don't have the money, they were like, what? Like shit. Like yeah. I think even in terms of what we listen to is all about like, you don't touch my man because I'm that bitch, and it's a lot of segregation, a lot of confusion going on out there.
That's why I feel like I'll feel weird if my kids are listening to rap. On the low.
As I said, you listen to things with understanding. There'll be certain songs that I listen to and I'll hear a bar and I'll be like, yeah, you think I didn't clock that little thing there? Yeah, I heard that. You know, once you listen to things,
if you listen to tracks of guys who just talk about stabbing each other, bro, that you can put that in your mind scheme all the time, bro.
It's not. It's
you know
not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not good, isn't it? And I think, like, how do you think? So, how is it being also a black woman navigating through just the career aspect? How do you find it? Like when you get like in terms of getting jobs, is it easy? Are you discriminated against?
It varies. Sometimes it's mad because it's crazy. Like I have to kind of take calculated steps in my career. At the moment, I'm in the hospitality industry, and I'm fortunate enough to have quite a good job in London. I was fortunate. I was blessed with that. But before I got this job, I applied for a job in Leatherhead. It's like this bloody 7 country manors and 450 acres of land and that. So I was thinking, I've got this. I've just come from working from Pompey. I've got this. I'll go there for the interview. Even the way the woman looked at me alone, even the guy in the car, the way he drove me there, and he was like, oh yeah, you might get it, kind of thing. And then when I saw the woman look at me, we had the interview and I had a little test at the end. Just the whole vibes in general. And then the way the taxi guy went back in the car and he was like, did she say anything to you about any? And I was like, nah. He was like, you're not gonna get the job. Like I just knew straight away that you have to take a calculated shot.
I think it's hard to explain like racism to like non I mean, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain racism to certain select
because
people.
anybody could say with that one, it's
Yeah.
like, well, maybe you just weren't
Maybe
qualified for the job.
That's
then.
how they view it. They don't
Yeah,
really
it's kind of
understand.
like,
It's like
well,
when you're trying to
who
explain
are
racism
you?
to like your white British friends, sometimes they
Yeah,
just
they're
think
just like, yeah.
they don't really understand what you're saying. It's like I know sometimes when someone's being like they're basically discriminating on me being black because I'm already like
yeah, because racism
I'm
is
so old and I'm just
racism
like
is so subtle. Now.
I know it's like
so
it's like they
subtle
just
now. So the only thing only a black person can tell
check this,
subtle racism.
Check this.
Because
Every
it's
time
all
I
in the
applied
energy.
for a 0-hour contract job, bro, a 0-hour contract, yeah, like agency work, bro. They were trying to make me jump through hoops and shit, like. They were making me do some next shit. First of all, it was like zero agency. You just go up and you meant to be like, you just meant to just go and sign up in it as long as you're British and you got NI number.
Then you can go and anyone will give you work anywhere.
In that
That's
agency. So I go in there, they're like, okay, give us this. Okay, I give it to them. Then they're like, oh, you have to give us a CV. So I go home, update my CV, send it to them. Then they're like, okay. Because I put they're like, oh, you didn't give us references. I give them references.
Fine.
Then they're like, oh, we want to know exactly what you've been doing in the last 5 years. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I give them a list and a breakdown about what I've been doing for 5 years. My university, like, that I went to. So, bam. Then they call me back again saying, the university that you said you went to, they said you never went there. I'm like, what the f-? That's when I started getting pissed off. I was like, okay, darling, the degree is in my fucking shed right now. And they're like, I can go whip it out. I don't even use it. Like, I'm not even bragging. But I'm just like, I was like, bro, I can photocopy this and send it to you.
Yeah.
Then she's like, okay, cool. Calls the phone, calls me back like, oh, no, the next day he calls me back, it's like, oh, the university said that they want £12 to do your referencing. I'm like, listen,
it's not that deep.
I was like, listen, darling, I don't even need that 0-hour contract job that much. Like, I'll go work at fucking Asda. I don't need that shit. You know what I'm trying to say? No, I don't want to like me, I'm a kind of guy, I prefer my race. I prefer everyone that's racist to like wear a sign saying I'm racist. Then I know and I can stay away from that person. You know what I'm trying to say?
But it's not like that now.
Yeah,
it's not like that. As
secretive.
I said, it's so subtle that more time you can only tell off the vibes and the energy, and only you can tell that energy. It's nobody else can, because sometimes I'll even know when someone's being slightly racist around me through what they say and how they're moving, and that I'll know, okay, cool, maybe they actually have an issue with black people. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So yeah, it's something that it's a vibe that only you kind of know.
There's people that understand this. Though I've heard white people understand racism. I've heard white people talk
understanding it, innit?
Yeah,
but I'm talking about you understand what you see or what you know, but you don't necessarily. You won't understand it because you've never ever been able to experience it from our perspective.
Yeah, people don't really understand, bro. Like really from the police, it's like there's so much like, especially in London, it's different as well. But you know what I'm trying to say, like. That was just us, giving our 2 cents onto things. Mm-hmm. Make sure you check our projects out on YouTube, everything like that. And obviously, signing off, Move British. Like, share, comment, subscribe. The channel's growing. I'm trying to reach 400 subscribers by end of this month. Like, I need to be on 400 because, bro, the clock's ticking. I'm going to reach 500 before my first year. Come on, let's get it in.
Yeah, scene. Pouring the cup with your boy looking lean. And I'm still out there chilling like...